San Diego Comic-Con in 2010, Yoshinori Ono and Katsuhiro Harada announced their newest crossover game, Street Fighter X Tekken, a tag fighter that features characters from their respective series. The game released less than 2 years later, and critically had some pretty positive reviews. Commercially, however, it fell short. In 1 month, they managed to sell 1 million copies worldwide, which was short of the 2 million that Capcom wanted. Also, at that same Comic-Con that Street Fighter X Tekken was announced, Harada announced Tekken X Street Fighter. Yeah, that ended up getting canned, which I know some Tekken pros are probably looking at that thinking it's probably for the best. I mean, did you see what they did to Akuma? The base roster included 38 characters with 19 from each side, and they pretty much got the essentials. Oh, well, except they ain't got no Eddie, they ain't got no Makoto, they ain't got no Lee, no Violet, they ain't got Yun and Yang. 4 months later, they brought in 12 new characters as DLC, which was kind of controversial because they were already in the game, but you had to pay money for them, and Capcom said they wanted to save space, but nobody believed them. You know, this whole thing was just a mess. Let's just move on. If you were playing this on PlayStation, you had some exclusive guest characters that you can play as. You have Toro and Kuro, who are a couple of PlayStation mascots. They're basically just Ryu and Kazuya clones. You got Cole from Infamous, Pac-Man, and Mega Man? It's the Mega Man based off the American cover of the first Mega Man game. Japan hated it, so they decided to have a little fun with it.
He's fat!
Something that was taken from the Tekken side that was put into this game is being able to customize the colors of any costume. Each character's got 3 costumes: their original, a swap, and an alternate. Probably the coolest ones are the swap costumes, just because it takes a character and dresses him up as a different character from the other series. They got Ken as Lars, Julia as Chun-Li, Sagat as Dragunov, Jin as Sea Viper. They don't even have to be a playable character to have their own costume in the game. And I think that's pretty cool. But with the colors, you can do basically everything. Skin, hair, and any part of the costume. They have pretty much any color you can think of, including some glow and metallic colors. So you have a good amount of freedom of what you can make. And this feature has not been seen since. We're at Street Fighter 6 right now, and we still can't customize our own colors. I mean, is it really that difficult to... Yeah. So this game is more of a simple version of Street Fighter 4. There isn't any focus cancels in the ultras or one-frame links. The gameplay is a lot more beginner-friendly in comparison. Now, since this game is in the Street Fighter style, the big question is how would the Tekken characters play and feel? Well, to give some reference, when this game was at EVO in 2013, these are the Street Fighter characters that were played in top 8. And these are the Tekken characters. So I think they did a pretty good job. One thing you'll be able to notice pretty quickly is that they have a lot more personality. Whether you're looking at just the simple idle animation or walking cycle, you can see that they're a lot more expressive.
Objection!
Now I'm gonna go over a couple characters and show how their moveset was translated into this game. Kazuya is a really good introductory character for a Street Fighter player. He's got some good quarter circles like Demon God Fist and Rising Sun. He also has a quarter circle back with a punch. There are 3 variations of this depending on which punch you use. Personally, I think the best one is the light one, just because you can extend your combo afterwards. There's also an EX version of it by hitting light and medium punch at the same time. So you can do a light ground pound into EX into whatever you can think of, and you can make that your straight up B&B. Of course, this being Kazuya, he's gotta have his special step, the misstep. Even though that's not the proper name for it, misstep is when you hit forward and you let go and Kazuya does like a sidestep. That's from Tekken 2, but that's besides the point. Now, even though it's not stated in the command list, you can do electrics in this game. But my execution is fucking awful, so you're not gonna catch me doing it in a match. With Nina, you're able to do her 3-part arm break chain grab. The way you would do it in Tekken is by hitting a bunch of buttons really quickly. In this game, you have to hit 2 punch buttons at very specific times. It's kind of hard to understand the timing when you don't know what you're doing, and the game is not afraid to tell you you got it wrong. So let me show you how it's done. So once you get that initial grab, your opponent's feet are going to be a little bit lifted off the ground. Once it hits the ground, at the same time, that's when you want to hit your punch buttons. After that, you want to pay attention to Nina's head. Once you're able to see her eye, then you want to hit your punch buttons again. Learning the timing's a bit tricky, but when you get it, you're good. Jin is one of the best characters in this game, and with the bag that he's got, it's pretty easy to see why. For starters, he's got a projectile. Where did he learn that from? It covers 3 different distances depending on your punch of choice. But the real fun is when you get into this man's stances. Just like Kazuya, he's got his special step. And he's got a good amount of options with this move. Light punch will give you a launcher, medium punch will give you a good combo ender, medium kick will give you a sweep, and light and medium kick gives you an overhead. On top of that, he also has mental alertness. And the moves he's got with this stance is even crazier. Light punch gives you this thrust punch that basically shoots Jin over half screen. There's also an extension to this move as well. Medium or heavy punch gives you another good combo ender. Light kick is an anti-air, which you can combo off of if you time it right. And medium or heavy kick gives you another sweep. Also, he's got power stance, which basically neglects any normal or special move if timed correctly. Cause that's fair. I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about Asuka. With her being a naturally defensive character, naturally she's gonna have some defensive moves. Of course, she has her counter, and it works on any normal moves, high or low. The only moves it won't work on are grabs and specials. Another move she has is a command grab that's able to catch your opponent from mid-air. You can either use this as an anti-air tool or use the EX as a combo finisher. And I haven't even began to mention the rabbit hole that is unique attacks. A lot of these Tekken characters have a long list of unique attacks, and what makes up for most of these moves are strings from their game. Some strings can even be cancelled in the special moves. But the biggest takeaway from this is that in Tekken, you can block strings halfway through. But with this game, once you take that first hit, you have to take the whole string. So yes, that does include Law's light punches. Once you get hit with that, man, you might as well go outside, rob a bank, get caught, go to jail, get free from jail, come back home, and... oh my god, he's still going! Now, moving on to more universal mechanics for this game, one of the biggest elephants in the room is the gem system. There are 5 types of gems you can equip on your characters, and each type affects a different stat. How you activate these gems varies by each one, whether it's hitting normals, blocking, escaping throws, hitting a super. There's a ton of ways to use these gems, so you want to build it around your playstyle and tendencies. Also, there's assist gems, which basically helps with the player's controls. You'll be able to make your life easier with stuff like easier inputs and auto blocking, just to name a couple. However, assist gems normally come with a cost, so keep that in mind. The other mechanic that has to be talked about is Pandora mode. You can activate it by hitting down, down, then medium punch and medium kick at the same time when your health is 25% or lower. Doing this sacrifices your current character and boosts your partner by giving them full meter as well as an attack boost. There is a caveat to this, and basically, it's that you're on a time limit. You only have around 8 seconds to use this, so if you can't win by that time limit, you automatically lose. It's a very high risk, high reward ability, so you should mainly use it as a last resort. Let's talk about the tag mechanics, since this is a tag fighter after all. Now, everything tag related is going to be tied down to medium punch and medium kick. So for the sake of it, I'll just call this the tag button. First, you have your basic switch, which is just hitting the tag button by itself. While this is the easiest way to tag, it's also the most unsafe. Because even though when that animation starts, you are invincible, you can be potentially serving your partner up to eat a free combo. Luckily, there's some safer options out there, like Cross Rush. This is a target combo that automatically tags your partner in on the final hit. There's a few variations of this move. Light, medium, heavy, heavy is going to be your main one, but there's also medium, heavy, heavy, and light, heavy, heavy as well. Also, there's one where hitting both heavy buttons just does the launcher. If you have at least 1 bar of meter, you'll be able to do tag cancels. Hitting the tag button after doing a normal or special will send your partner running in, and this way gives great combo potential compared to the other methods. If you have full meter, you have a couple options with this as well. A quarter circle forward with the tag button will let you do a cross art. This is a more powerful version of your regular super, and it's one of the best ways to spend your meter. Doing a quarter circle back with the tag button will let you do a cross assault. You summon your partner, you're both in there at the same time, and you just jump them. But it's very unpredictable with what can happen. So if you're looking for a high output of damage guaranteed, stick to cross art. Now when it comes to the modes this game offers, everything is pretty bare bones. Arcade mode is what you would expect from this game. Assuming you're picking a real team, you got your intro, then you got 5 regular fights, you got your rival battle, then you got a secondary boss fight, which is a Pandora version of either Jin and Xiaoyu or Bison and Juri. And finally, you got your final boss fight, which can either be Ogre or Akuma. You beat them, you get your ending, thank you for playing. If you're doing a custom team, all the cutscenes are going to be generic, and the boss fights you get are going to be depending on the first character you pick. Other than that, you got your typical verses and trials. There's also a mission mode where you have to win under certain conditions. But there is one mode that I think deserves to be talked about, and that is Scramble Battle. All 4 characters on screen at the same time. Teams share life bars, and it is just pure mayhem. There is no real strategy when it comes to this, so if you're looking for something casual that's also chaotic, this mode is perfect. Also, I kinda got my ass beat by Maximilian dude in this. So, I mean, what can I say? He taught me the game and then beat the shit out of me.